Okay, so I wanted to do a team Zoom for the end of the month. I've noticed a lot of people just getting discouraged, a little negative, not thinking they can either maintain or promote to that next rank. And some people are even trying to get to these bonuses. So I just wanted to do a Zoom, talk about that stuff. I have a list of some things I want to go over. Ashlyn has some things she's going to go over, Lauren. But if anybody wants to chime in at any time, go ahead and type in the chat if you have questions, or if we're not talking or something, just unmute yourself. Try to keep yourself muted when you're not talking, just so we don't have a lot of feedback for the recording. So first, what I wanted to talk about, I have so many different things, so I got to think about this. But first thing I want to talk about is, do not think that you are too far from any goal you have made for yourself this month. If you have not hit that rank or maintaining that rank that you want for this month, we still have 5 days left. And so much can happen. So much can happen. I have thousands of volume in just a few days to hit ranks. A lot of my team has, a lot of the sideline team has. I've watched half the people in here do it. You can do it. You just have to want it. That's the biggest thing, is a lot of people get negative and down on themselves and say they can't do this, but the only reason they're not successful with it is they don't want it bad enough, point blank. They just don't want it bad enough. If you want it bad enough, you're going to do everything it takes to get there, just like many of us have. There's times I'm getting 3 and 4 hours of sleep. I don't want to work the business some of those days at all. I don't want to deal with the customer complaining or, talking to distributors that are negative and helping them go along. I don't want to deal with that stuff, but I do it because my family is worth it. So I'm going to keep doing that every single time. Nothing, we all have our down days, every single one of us. We all go through life stuff. But no matter what, I keep pushing through, and that's how I'm able to earn bonuses and hit the ranks. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about, is wanting this bad enough. You have to ask yourself what your why is. Is it your kids? Is it paying off that mortgage? Is it paying off a car payment? Just having that extra money to get your hair and nails done? Everybody has their different whys. Some are going to be little, and then as you go along in the business, it's going to open your why, and they're going to change. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. When I first started, I wanted just a little extra money so I could, help pay some of the bills and not have to go back to work on maternity leave. And then when Matt got laid off, it turned into, okay, I don't want to go back to work at all. I just had my second child, so I have to make this work until he finds a job. I didn't know it was going to be something I'm going to make this work forever. At that point, I just needed some money. So I didn't see the total vision at the time. And then I kept hearing stories and seeing people, single moms with, what was it at the One Team One Mission we just went to yesterday? She's a single mom of seven. And she did this for her babies to keep, food on the table for them. And that's,
she had a full-time job.
Yeah, with 7 kids, and was able to make this work. And she was an ambassador, right? Or presidential? Presidential. So presidential diamond, able to, do anything she wants now and take care of those 7 babies. She has a freedom of time. And that's what we all join it for a certain reason. My reason was my family. My reason is to, not tell my kids no, like I used to have to all the time, even for just that extra snack or that couple dollar toy. I used to have to always say, no, we don't have the money this week. No, we don't have the money. And I don't do that. I learned the hard way. You don't want to tell them that, because then they're going to get in their mindset that no, and that negativity all the time. And I had to change it around to, you don't need that. Not that we don't have the money. They don't need to know that. But just to change their lives, to give them anything that I can, if we wanted to, and have that freedom to be with my babies. And, you know, Carter and Liam, with Riley, I worked away. She's 7, and I worked away from her 50, 60 hours a week sometimes as she was growing up. I've missed different school things, all kinds of stuff. So being able to be home with Liam and Carter and getting to be there for their first everything is incredible. I love that I can do that. And now me and Matt get to do it together with the kids. It's amazing. And without It Works, we would never, ever, ever be able to do that. Ever. Lauren or Ashlyn, can you take over? Liam just came out here crying. Hold on.
Go ahead, Lauren. I'll go after you.
Well, I feel like I was going to add something to her thing 5 minutes ago, but that was 5 minutes ago, so I've already
that's gone.
Okay, maybe I should be jotting this down so I can remember.
I have stuff written down actually, but it's kind of all over the place because it was kind of jumping from that video, so I just kind of wrote stuff down. And
well, yeah, I have some stuff written down, but I was more so whenever she was talking about not wanting to do certain stuff, or a lot of people just don't want it bad enough, is what she was saying. I mean, there are so many days where I just don't either want to, I just want to sleep in. I just want to take Ella to daycare on the day she goes, come back and go to bed, because I only got 4 hours of sleep that night because I was up working all hours of the night. And that's literally on Friday nights for probably a whole year and a half. I know this is hard to believe. I did not do anything. I rarely saw my friends on the weekends. I never went out unless it was a really special occasion, something that I could not miss for whatever reason. But on Friday nights, my mom, I'm a single mom. I don't know if y'all know this, but the only night that I do not have my daughter is on Friday nights. And that night I utilized to literally work the crap out of my business until 3 a.m. sometimes. And people would be you need to go out. And my brother would be you're never going to meet a guy if you stay at home and work. And I'm you know what? I could give 2 craps about meeting a guy right now, because number one, I'm super independent and I will never depend on no man. But I said, you know what? I'm building my daughter a legacy, and I'm making something of myself. And when I'm meant to meet somebody that is my equal, then that will be, meant to be. Then it will be meant to be, and that will be perfect. And, and it'll happen when it's meant to happen. But I'm not looking for it because I'm so focused on this right now, because I know what it can do for my family. I see the vision. I saw it from the very beginning. That's why I got Double Diamond last month. It's because I never, ever, ever gave up. Even when I was would cry my eyes asleep because my Ruby and Emerald check wasn't even close to what I thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? You just got to keep going. You can't let those few bumps in the road discourage you enough to be oh, I give up. I mean, that would be you having the job that you have now and not feeling like going, and just say, oh, well, I'm just not going to go today. If you did that enough times, you would get fired. You would not have a job. So you have to, if you want real job, big girl money, you have to work this like a real big girl job. This is a real job. This is not easy. This is not a lucky business. We do not get lucky. Do not think we are lucky for 2 seconds. We are not. Everything we've gotten is from very, very hard work, sleepless nights, driving hours to events, driving hours to launch parties, to launch our brand new distributors. I mean, just being on the phone all day, every day, whether it's with customer service or a customer, it's just part of being a business owner. You're going to have to do those things that you don't want to do. But when you do those things, you're going to reap the rewards of that kind of stuff if you keep going. You just can't ever let, you just can't ever let your frustration and discouragement get the best of you, because that's what the devil is trying to do. Because they don't, he doesn't want you to do good. And that's why you just got to stay plugged in to the stuff like this. Get on conference calls. Show me the money calls. Get on all these Zooms that we do. We do this for you guys to help you with training. The Show Me the Money calls are amazing. I got on those every single Monday night for a straight year and cried every single time, because every single Monday there was success stories of like the newest promotions of like triple diamonds and presidential diamonds and ambassador diamonds, and they were just stories from all walks of life. Like, there is no specific person that's supposed to do this business and be successful. It's anybody can do it. You just have to have the will and the way and the ambition and the never, you just can't ever quit. You can't ever give up. You can't ever quit. You can't let anybody get in your head, because they don't know what you're doing. If they're not in this business and they're not on this team, they don't know what you're doing. They don't understand it. And that's okay, because they will one day when you're making, $10,000 a month and you're driving your new Lexus and you're able to buy your baby whatever you want at Target. I was tired of telling my daughter no. Like, I was so sick and tired of every single time she asked me for something, no, I can't, I don't have the money. Like, I can't tell you how many times I did that. And I was so sick of it. I was so sick and tired of being where I was. And that's why I do what I do. And I'm telling you, it's so worth it, y'all. It is so, so worth it.
You're going to make me cry.
Okay, I'll talk.
Okay, yeah.
Just to kind of get you guys, get yourselves back together there. I can't compare with, I can't say that I have the same story as, Amber or Lauren or any, because I don't have kids, so when I joined, I was 19, I think, and I did not even work the business, like even comparable to when I worked it last year for like a year or so, and Maria kept on me. She's like, you need to do this, why aren't you doing this? She saw something in me, and she knew that, if I was just working and I was putting effort into it and doing all of that, I could be, the next Jocelyn or the next Courtney. That's how they kind of compared me to them, because I was just a college student, and I still am. So something that I kind of got from that video that we posted in the chat is that, do not just sit there like a bump on a log, not asking questions, just sitting there thinking that everything's going to come to you on a silver platter, because it's not going to happen. You can't just sit there and think, well, someone will eventually message me, or somebody will eventually add me as a friend and want to be a distributor, because it's not going to happen. I've thought that a lot of times, like, well, I'm just going to, just kind of sit here, and if someone joins or messages me and wants to order, then great. If not, then oh well. You can't have that mentality. And, you have to be the one reaching out. And if you don't, then, it's going to take a lot longer for you to get to where you want to be. And a lot of things that I'm seeing lately from people is they're posting their dirty laundry on Facebook. I always want to message you guys and be like, why would you post that? Because that's not for Facebook. You see it every day. That's what people want to do on Facebook. They want to tell their crappy day or whatever the case is, but you have to really try to just like hold that stuff back and not post that stuff, but I understand. It's just, it looks bad when you're a business owner and you're trying to get potentials and stuff. You want to be the person. What is it, Amber? You want to be the person that you want to attract? Yeah. So yep. You want to be the person that you want to attract into your business. And when you do that, it's going, you're going to bring in those people that are, going to want to run with you and do this. All right. What else were you wanting to say? I'm muting myself.
Okay. One thing, yeah, that was super good. And Ashlyn's so right. You do want to be the person you want to attract. You do not want to be this negative, oh, life is crappy all the time person, because you're just going to attract that. Even if your life is crappy. My life was crappy the whole time I was building. I was going through a lot of crap, but I didn't tell people about it, and I stayed happy and positive, and I attracted those people to my business, and now I'm triple, and those people are leaders with me too. So you want to be that happy, motivating person to people so they will want to follow you and join your team and be excited like you are, which gets me into the next topic, excitement. If you are not excited about something in this business, it doesn't have to be everything yet. You know, some of you just started, some have been with us a couple months. You may not know everything and be excited about everything, but you don't have to be. You just have to take the tools that we give you and use them. Use the Dropbox, use the groups, use the chats. Now, don't take all your time trying to stay in the chats and talking to everybody. And, you know, if you're busy, don't let that be something that wastes your time. Go through the chats, you know, once a day. If you have questions, of course, post in them. If you have time, of course, you know, check them out. But if you don't, say, hey, what did I miss? Like Danielle was driving all day today, stuck in traffic for 2 hours. And she got in the chats and was like, hey, did I miss anything? That's all you have to do. Don't stress over them. They're there for help when you need help, you know, questions, things like that. So being excited and using the tools is going to be so important. If you don't share that excitement and show people just what you have your hands on, then they're not going to care. They're not going to want to follow you. They're not going to want to join your team. They're not going to want to become a customer because you don't have that excitement with your products. A lot of you that I'm looking at now, like I follow your posts. Like there's a lot of you on this. I'm looking at the little grid thing at the names, and I will see you on my news feeds, and I love seeing your posts, and you keep me excited. You keep things excited, and you keep me wanting to, you know, watch you, even as my team. I even take some of your posts when I get busy. So, you know, we're one team, one mission. But then there is some of you that are, like Ashlyn said, complaining about everything on your Facebook. You're airing your dirty laundry. And those are the people, you know what I do? I unfriend them. I'll follow them just because they're my team and I want to be able to check it out if I need to. But I unfriend those negative people because I don't have time for that. My whole life was negative before this. I don't have time to deal with that anymore. So I want positive people on my Facebook and on my Instagram. You know, I don't want to see that. So I just unfriend them. I suggest you doing it too. It makes you feel so much better when you don't see that on your newsfeed constantly. But yeah, be excited. You know, pick a product you use. That can be a whole nother Zoom about being a product of the product, because you do not have a business if you are not using the products. I don't care if you have to put that check aside every month until you start making more money to actually pocket some, but you need to pay your business dues, and that is your auto ship. If you do not have the excitement from using the products and being able to say, hey, I use this and I love it, and it might be different things. Everybody has their favorites, everybody. And some might be different than, I mean, I love the wraps, but the Defining Gel is probably my absolute favorite. I mean, I love every product we have that I've used, and like the Cleanse is one of my absolute favorites too, but the Defining Gel is something I've noticed. I have never stopped using that. I love it. Can't use a product if you're pregnant. Now that is up to you. I used many products when I was pregnant, including the greens, the skincare line, the omega-3s. The omega-3s are amazing for when you're pregnant. It helps with the baby's brain development, eye development, all kinds of stuff. And that stuff I knew, being certified in health and nutrition before I even got with It Works. But the minerals are good. But of course, ask your doctor for any of that. A lot of distributors also use their products pregnant too, but we always have to tell anybody that's pregnant because we don't know their medical history to check with your doctor first. So make sure you do that with everybody. But yeah, be a product of the product. That is so important. It's so important to, even if you can't, you know, like say you're pregnant and you can't take some of the supplements like ThermoFit and Fat Fighters, get the exfoliating peel and the facial wrap. Make yourself feel good and take care of your skin. I mean, some people have amazing skin when they're pregnant, but not me. With my daughter, I had really, really good skin. With the boys, I broke out. So I used our skincare like crazy, and that's how I got addicted to it. The cleanser is my absolute favorite. I never run out of that. I mean, there's stuff you will fall in love with. We have enough products for you to try something and fall in love with it. So being a product of the product is going to show your excitement because you're going to talk about it. Just like you go see a movie, you talk about it on your Facebook or whatever your social media because you love that movie. Well, you try a product and you lose 20 pounds from it, you're going to tell everybody. So pick a product and fall in love with it. Talk about it. Make sure, sorry, I am like, you know, if I see something, I get distracted. No, you're good. But yes. I want to do that too. But yeah, be excited. If you're not excited about products, get excited about the opportunity because there are people making millions of dollars with this company. That should have every single one of you excited. I mean, millions. We just had a One Team One Mission last night and met the Black Diamond. We met, you know, a bunch of people that are making millions, but our Black Diamonds who are making at least $100,000 a month for 6 months straight to get them to Black Diamond. They are awesome. They're very inspirational. I love Joel and Stephanie Dunn. I love hearing them speak, and I was so excited. They were local for the first time, but they were excited. They got excited about the product and opportunity, and now they are living the dream. Anything they'd ever imagined doing, they do. They get to help.
Remember what he said whenever he said there were 800 people in that room. 800. The biggest group of people in Charlotte, North Carolina ever. And it was their very first time ever in North Carolina as well. He said that he was a geek and that he looks up numbers and that he said there were how many people in Charlotte?
Oh, Danielle, does anyone remember? It was a huge
3.8 million.
What was it?
3.8 million.
3.8 million in that one city. Okay, so just think about, like, I don't live in Charlotte. I live an hour from Charlotte. That's just the biggest city closest to where I live. He said that everyone in that room, all 800 people had a chance to become a millionaire if you do not quit. He said that that's how big of an opportunity we have with this company. I mean, you got to think about it. There's only 2 Black Diamonds in the whole company. There's only, 200 ambassadors? Or, okay, 3 Black Diamonds, but one of them really don't count, does it? Or did Cammie Dempsey get it? Okay. So there's 3. But how many ambassadors are there in the whole world? Do y'all know?
I can't remember. It's not a huge number at all.
It's like 200 or something, 300. It's like low.
Yeah.
It's like the size of my neighborhood. Like,
exactly.
That should just show you right there that this is not saturated at all. Like, there's.
Yeah. That's another thing I wanted to talk about now that you say that. I get that so much. Some of these negative, feedback that I get from the team is that's all everybody sees on social media. That's all. It's growing so big, nobody wants it. Okay, Ashlyn. And that is such bullcrap, honestly, because social media, look how many people in the world there is. That means you just have not reached enough people. You are not friends or following enough people because there are plenty. I run into people every day that have not heard about, whether it's blitzing, social media, somebody liking my picture, you are going to have somebody that has not heard of the wrap. And I mean, like in Charlotte, we went out to eat. The lady, our waitress, she didn't know what we were even there for. She didn't know what we were talking about. And I'm sure other people have been through there that have not blitzed her, because there were 800 of us, you know, I'm sure starving because we were there at dinner time and getting something to eat. So there are people everywhere you go. You're never going to have it too saturated unless everybody in the world is doing it. So, and you know that's not going to happen. There's always going to be people that don't know about it. So don't use that as an excuse, because honestly, that it is what it is. It's an excuse. It's not, oh, I guess I'm not following enough people. I only follow maybe 5-10 people a day. No, you need to be following 100 to 300 people a day on Instagram and 20 to 30 people at least on Facebook. You need to make sure you're reaching those numbers. That is so important. It's all about the numbers, because, you know, say you have 100 people you messaged and you sign 5 of them people up, but it took you, you know, 100 people to sign 5. So do that every day, and those 5 are just going to keep adding 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and you're going to be diamond. You're going to be going double diamond. You're going to go triple. You're going to go presidential, and you're just going to keep growing, but you have to talk to people. And then those people you sign up are talking to people, and it just keeps growing and growing, and you're making this income and these bonuses that are completely changing your life. But you have to reach people. You cannot tell me when you tell me this just isn't working for you, you can't do it. Most of you will tell me, well, I might talk to 5 people, or I haven't messaged anyone. I just wait for them to message me and nobody's interested, so I have no business. Well, that's because you're not running your business like you should. No business in this world is going to make it if you are not advertising. And the way we advertise is through social media. It's through wrap parties. It's putting the wrap on people. It's blitzing people. It's getting the word out. You have to get the word out somehow. And that's why we have a business. That's why Mark and Cindy have this business. Pam found this wrap. She took it to Mark. They created this empire, and they have changed so many people's lives. And any of you can be one of those people that have this incredible life, but you have to want it. You have to put the work into it. I'm telling you guys, don't get scared when you hear some of us leaders say we work 12 to 16 hours a day. Yeah, we do it on our own time, so we might have 10 breaks in between those 12 and 16 hours to get our kids, you know, feed them their dinner, put them to bed, give them baths. But guess what? We get to be home with them while we do it. And that is what I want for all of you. And any of you can do it, but you're going to have to work your butt off if you want to be here. If you want to earn a $50,000 bonus or $100,000 bonus or even a $20,000 bonus, if you want to earn any of that, you're going to have to work. And it's not hard work. It's just consistent work. That's the difference. A lot of people look at it and they get scared and they think it's hard, but it's not hard. You just have to be consistent, and you have to have that desire to have a better life. And if maybe you don't have the desire to completely change your life, honestly, I wouldn't know, like anyone wouldn't, but maybe you don't. Maybe you just want an extra $100, $200 a month. That is very simple. You only need to be executive if you want that, or a distributor. You could say distributor if you want that, but you still have to reach people. You still have to go out and talk to people and work this business. We did not pay $99 for a kit for nothing, but I feel like a lot of people do. And not that you might not be working hard, but I have so many people that will pay that $99 and within a month they quit because they felt like they were overwhelmed, or they felt like this wasn't for them or something. Or 160 in Canada. I know some of the different countries. I forget about that. Sorry, Chantel. But I know a lot of the different countries are different prices. But, you know, even 100, 160, they actually used to be, what was it, 200? Like that was the minimum just a few years before we started. And they were $200 then, before tax and shipping and all that. And that's what Melody had to pay. You know, some of these really big people that have been in the company 5 years or more, and they have changed their lives. So it really doesn't matter I guess so much how much the kit is, but how much, if you were to open a salon or whatever other type of business, you're going to pay thousands of dollars for that business, and you're going to hope it takes off. You're going to pray it takes off, or you're, in debt. With us, our kits are $160 or less, most likely. I don't think any of the other countries are more, for 4 wraps and a business license that will change everything for you. And that's it. Yeah, you have your monthly dues for your auto ship. So you're going to spend a little over $100 a month to keep a business going, not thousands and thousands of dollars for product to stay on the shelves or to pay people to work for you or anything. You get to be at home, work on your phone, work from your computer, and change people's lives.
And you can use all those stuff as tax write-offs too. Like if you work from home, you can use like you can use, even if you don't work from home and you still do this, you can use your cell phone bill as an expense. You can use like, every time you get gas to go to an event, every time you buy a ticket, every auto ship that you spend is a tax write-off, y'all. Like that, it is like so. $99 is nothing, is literally nothing. And we're so lucky that that's all that we even had to pay for this. Like there's nothing else out there that has a compensation plan like ours does. Like Maria posted today that really awesome post that showed like about 10 or so different success stories of like presidentials and ambassadors and like how long it took them to get there. And most of them were like 6, 7 years, 8 years. Like in a network marketing company, like we always talk about this being a real business, and is what we mean by that is when you start this, you need to seriously dedicate yourself and promise yourself that you're going to give this a good 3 to 5 years of your life. Like regardless of, like I said, I didn't get Diamond till I was like 17 months in. Like I did not even break over $1,000 until then. So, and last month I tripled my income. So don't sit here and tell me that you can't make money in this business when we're doing it. And yes, you can. You just have to keep going and not let anything stop you.
Yes.
I've been sitting here like wanting to like cut you guys off so bad, but I was like, I'm not going to be rude. So piggybacking off of what Lauren said is that, you can't compare yourself, and they talk about this all the time, you guys. You cannot, because a lot of times I would sit back and be like, well, how does this girl do this? Or how does this person do this? And how did they get there so fast like that? You can't just assume things, and I've talked to Maria a lot about this too, and she's like, well, you can't assume that that's how they got to that rank or that's why they were able to get there so quickly. You just have to keep doing what you are doing and do more of it, and your outcome will be probably good if you keep going. Quitting isn't going to do anything. It's just going to, you're going to be back at your, whatever situation that you were in before. So that's something that I wanted to talk about. And I have a lot of people on my team that they're like, and I explained to them, I've been in the business for 2.5 years, and I've been at Diamond for a year, but it's all about, where, your journey and what you are going through as a person and what you're going through as far as like, if you are rebuilding or if you have to be replacing people, there's a lot that goes into that. So that's what I wanted to say.
Yes. I love you guys are helping me. Does anybody else have any tips? Because they're giving some awesome advice. Anybody else?
I would just say the best advice I ever got with this business was to go to the OTA meetings.
Yes. Get to events. Wow. When I first went to mine, I went about 2.5 hours away because I didn't think any came closer to Charlotte area or anything like that. And it was awesome. I heard stories about just all different types of people that made this business work. And I was like, wow, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's what first got me pumped. And just hearing real people, like just real people just like me up on that stage talking about their life and how they struggled to get there and they got there and it was worth every bit of every struggle they had, that just, it got me and I kept going ever since. Let me look. I want to see. Okay. Loyal customers. Now, this is for people that have already signed loyal customers and for those that don't know about this stuff, so you can learn. But loyal customer retention is huge. You do not have a business if you do not have loyal customers. I'm telling you guys. And you don't want to lose them. You don't want to lose them after 3 months, and you don't want them to decline their second month because you didn't check in with them. You need to make sure you are checking in with your loyal customers and asking them, hey, how are your results? What can I do to help? You know, and give them tips. Oh, they're doing the wraps? Tell them you can wear that as little as 45 minutes or up to 8 hours. You need to drink half your body's weight in ounces of water. You don't want to use lotions or soaps that have perfumes and things like that in before you wrap because it's going to clog your pores. If you don't have these tips to wrap or tips to use products and you're not sure what information to give your loyal customer, go to your upline and say, hey, where can I find this information? Or can you help me give one of my loyal customers some tips on the system or just something like that, and we can give that to you. But you want to make sure your customers feel like you want to have them as customers. It's all about that customer service. You really, really, really need to let people know that you are there for them anytime they have questions.
I want to add to that if I can.
Okay, yeah.
I think we really, 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 really need to touch on the importance of that, like, constantly and more, because I'll tell you when I started, like, I had no idea about customer retention. I assumed, Zach, don't start with me, please. I don't know, honey. I assumed that everyone was going to read the directions and that everyone was going to stick to their products for 90 days and that everyone was patient and that everyone was drinking water and that everyone wasn't eating crappy and that everyone was taking their pictures. And it is not the case. You'll get like 1%, I swear to God, like 1% of people who will do what you tell them to. And, you know, if we're enrolling 4 to 6 customers a month, it shouldn't be that difficult to check in with those 4 to 6 customers a couple of times a month to make sure that they're doing okay. I mean, last month I enrolled 25 loyal customers and I've still been checking in with every single one of them. And it has been making the biggest difference I've ever had. Like before, I didn't start doing this as much until this past year. But before, like the minute someone told me they weren't getting results, I got scared off and I would kind of just like ignore it and I would let it go because I didn't know how to help them and I was afraid they weren't going to get more results. I don't know, something in my mindset, but now it's like I know the products work, I know what's going to work, and I know what they need to do, and I'm not afraid to kind of stick up their butt a little bit to tell them what they need to be doing. Like, for example, I have this one girl that is using the system, and she did 2 wraps and 2 weeks worth of stuff, and she hadn't even done her cleanse yet, and she's like, oh, I can't spend money on this for another month. It's not even doing anything. And I was like, girl, you have to realize you've been doing this for 2 weeks. It takes a full 90 days for your body to have that difference, and you need to be patient. And I said, yes, I don't see the results there right now that we're looking for, but that doesn't mean they're not going to come. You need to keep going. You need to be consistent, and you need to be patient. And just making sure I'm having like that constant communication and open relationship with them is making all the difference. And there's some customers that I have that like I think would make great distributors. So I'm kind of going above and beyond what I would normally do for other people. Like if, you know, I had this one girl that I found out she doesn't poop on a regular basis. So I just gave her a bottle of regular, you know, so just take care of your customers because you work so hard to get them. And it sucks when they turn off their auto shipment after 3 months because then you got to go find another one. So if you can keep that retention and do whatever you need to do to get them ordering and making sure they're getting results, you'll have them for life.
Yes. And another thing, like you can, if you don't have products, you know, like Maria said to do that, that's awesome. But if you can just write a note, a thank you note and send it to them, or get, you know, you can go to the Dollar Tree or wherever and get some cheap little thank you cards and send maybe a Greens on the Go in the card and thanking them for their order and for being your customer and signing up with you. So just little things, simple like that. I have been wanting to do that with cards forever, but my life is never organized. So that is on my list to start doing, because I think it would be awesome to let your customers know that you are grateful that they came to you and they trusted you enough to help them on this weight loss journey or this health journey they have. So show them you care. And that kind of goes into also, like, a lot of people are wondering how they're going to maintain or how they're going to get to that rank this month. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to follow up with all your customers, see what their needs are, offer other products to them. You're going to look at their perk points. You're going to see how many perk points they have, and you're going to email or message or call, and you're going to say, hey, you have 35 perk points. You can use that towards any products you want. And they're going to get the system because they haven't had the money for, that $147, but they have 35 perk points and that's saving the money. So then they're going to start getting other products, and you're going to have more BV added up that you get paid for next month. So that's going to boost your volume when you go through those customers and you look at their perk points, you look at what they're buying, you offer new products, you talk about the Mother's Day package. You just want to take care of them, like Aria said. Another thing when you sign up customers is offering the referral program. That's going to add volume. That's going to boost volume. So you sign up a loyal customer, and they refer their link that they get on their landing page when they sign up, and somebody becomes a loyal customer through that link, they're going to get a box of free wraps, or they're going to get 35 perk points towards other products. And they have 30 days to do this over and over again. So they don't want to become a distributor, but guess what? They can talk to 4 of their family and friends, get them to sign up under them to use the wraps or try the cleanse or our oils or anything. And they're going to get a box of free wraps for those 4 people. So, they're going to have tons of wraps, or they're going to get 2 boxes of wraps and have 70 perk points and use that towards other products. Like, that's awesome that we have a referral program like that. But that GV is going to add up to your total, and you're going to make money off of that. So why not get more off of just one customer and tell them, hey, you want to earn boxes of wraps free? You want to earn 35 perk points? Just refer me some customers. Let them sign up on this link, and I'm going to, you're going to get those freebies. So that's another way to add some volume. And making sure that you are talking to enough people and you're offering the opportunity to everybody as well. Because just because you're trying to get volume for loyal customers doesn't mean you won't have a distributor that signs up in their first couple days. They get their 4 loyal customers, and boom, you're almost at a 400 leg, or you are at a 400 leg, depending on what they buy, just by signing distributors and teaching them the right way to get their first 4 loyal customers in 30 days. So you just got to talk to people, guys.
I was going to talk about posting for a minute.
Okay, awesome.
So there's something that has been in like numerous videos lately. I'm sure, I don't know right off the top of my head, but okay, you have to think to yourself, how many times a day do you go to the bathroom? I mean, if you think about it, how many times? Probably the average person, maybe 5 to 10 times a day. So if you have this is what I do sometimes, I'll add some scripts and save to my notes app, and it'll actually let me save a picture too. So just any notes app, if you use Evernote or if you use, there's tons. Just ask, these scripts that we post in these groups, copy and paste into that notes app. And then when you go to the bathroom, just freaking post, I love it when people come to me and they're like, or I go to their page and they're sharing stuff. They share stuff all day long. And I'm like, how long did it take you to share that? Literally 5 to 10 seconds. So why can't you do a post? And you just have to think, how many times a day do you you can just go to the bathroom, or you can just go to the bathroom. You can post while you're, going to the bathroom, and it takes, and then you post, and then you know that, you've made a post, and it eases your mind a little bit knowing that you're actually being able to post. And honestly, if you say you can't post while you're going to the bathroom, then I don't know what to tell you. But I just feel like so many people, it's just an excuse, you guys just have to think, what can you be doing? And that's like, if that's your last resort to like post when you go to the bathroom, then do it. It's really that easy.
Yeah, it really, really is. As simple as that. Don't tell me you don't have time, because you do have time. It
Right.
takes it does not take a lot of time to get a post in it together. And if you don't have one, go to one of your leaders and find one. Change it up to be your own. Takes 2 seconds. Boom, you got a post. You're sharing, the products and the opportunity with people. But if you're not posting and not talking about it, you don't have a business. You need to get that word out. You cannot just sit back and hope it comes to you, because I promise you it's not going to come to you. It's going to come to me or Lauren or Danielle or Ashlyn or Maria or, any of us that are working our business every single day. And they're going to be like, oh, well, I want to go with that person that I see every day excited about these products and talking about it all the time because they love what they're doing. And that's who I would like to go to. I've had that happen, guys.
Yeah, I've had many, many people say, well, I have a few people that have messaged me, but I really would like to buy from you because we like the way you post, and you post like every day. They were like, you seem like you know what you're talking about. They just kind of trust me because they see my consistency is really all it is. So they feel like they think I'm for real because they know I've been doing it for a long time, and they know I'm probably not going anywhere. So, and what it all boils down to is you make time for what is important to you. And that is really all that it boils down to. Like everybody, like Maria has 18 kids, like Amber's been pregnant the whole time she's been a distributor. Like, Danielle has moved, like I've moved, I could literally make every excuse in the book because I used to be called the excuse queen. Like my brother's like, you could write a book on excuses. Like you are terrible. And I'm like, I know. And he's like, told me the other day, he's like, ever since you started this business, he was like, you are a completely different person. He was like, you are just so positive. He was like, you're so happy. And like everybody sees that. Like I have people tell me that all the time. And that really is what if it's important to you because of your why, and you know that you have to do it in order to make everything happen for you, then just do it. Like just make yourself do it. Like you can't post one time a week. People are not going to take you seriously. And then you're wondering why people aren't ordering from you. It's because they don't know if you're still doing it or not. Mm-hmm. And, and if you're not following up with them and reaching out to new people, then somebody else is. That's, just like you said.
Yeah, that is so true. And like she's saying, like work this business. Like, here's the thing to think about. Work it like this is your only job. Even if you have another job, this is what you need to make happen so you can put that food on the table. Like, I don't know if you've all been through this or not, but I've had those, times where that's the only job I had. And if something happened, I lose everything. And I, look at this just like that. If I stop working this business or I don't show up for work, I lose everything. And I'm not going to let that happen ever. So look at it like that. Do you want to lose everything? You may not. That's just something to think about. But if you viewed this job like that, then you could do anything.
I
But
wanted to talk about, sorry.
oh no, go ahead. Go ahead. I
I
was
wanted
about
to
to
talk
say
about
anything.
that video that I watched the other day. It was Jade Hooper because I was kind of just fumbling around. I was watching some of her videos when she was a double diamond. I was like, holy crap, that was only a year ago, you know, but like you see how much people change within just a short amount of time. And like for me, for example, it took me just going to conference and it was just like, you know, some switch went off, you know, and it was just like, I don't know what it was, but it just like, I wasn't sure exactly what it did, but it just, you know, other people could tell. And then I had people constantly telling me, you know, like what happened? Like I can tell that you know, you're just so much more outgoing and confident and all these other things. But this video was like about, and I even still struggle with this too. It was called like bipolar distributor. Are you in or out? And it was so funny because I just thought, wow, that's like me to a T for like the last month. I mean, and I'll admit it, I've just been kind of in a funk. And you know, she's like, well, some days, you know, you'll wake up and you'll be super excited. I've been talking to somebody, and then the next day you're like, I hate my life. I want to quit, you know? And it's like, you can't do that. And like, I've talked to Maria, I mean, she could probably tell me this straight up, just be like, you're that bipolar person. And like, it's true. You have to figure out if you're all in or if you're going to be that person that is like, you know, are you in or are you out? You know, it's a very simple concept. So, yeah.
Yeah, that is so like, Ashlyn, seriously, last year before conference, you would have never been on this Zoom telling everybody this stuff.
Probably not.
You have changed so much. I was telling Maria that, I forget when, but I was like, Ashlyn is doing so good. Like, I see you doing so much more from conference, and it's awesome. And that's going to take you so far. And anybody can do that, you guys.
It's true.
I mean, she's admitting it now. How much
you think that, you know, you're going to still be the same person or that nothing's going to change and, you know, no one's going to, you know, order from you or sign up or anything. So when, you know, like, stop it. So.
Yeah, exactly. Stop it. Get over yourself, like Pam Souter always says. Get over yourself and make this business work. If you want it, you have to work for it, but then your life is going to be incredible. And I just can't explain what it's done. I mean, I've tried to explain, but I cry every time, so I'm not going to. You guys have seen that video, I'm sure. But it will do so many things for your life, even if it just makes you a positive person, a better person, because it has for me, just like we've been talking about. It has, like Lauren was saying, for sure. I have people that tell me all the time because I was that negative, just everything sucked, and I was tired of people's just being stupid, and I was always negative and didn't want to deal with them. And now people say stuff all the time, and they're just like, you keep me going. You're so positive and uplifting. And I'm like, that's so funny because I was complete opposite of this 2 years ago. Nobody would have ever said that about me, ever. And my mom's on here, and she can, you know, tell you guys, nobody would say that. Kristen and Jessica Boss and, you know, some people that knew me before this business, they know I've been through some crap. So I was not a very nice person. And now everyone's like, oh, you're so nice. And it's weird because I wasn't. But this company has changed everything. And any of you guys can do that. Just know that. Tell yourself right now that I can be an ambassador or I am a black diamond. Don't stop ever. Be a black diamond and then keep going. Then be a, what do you call it? A Black Diamond 2.0. Do it over and over again. And all of us can be there. And I know a lot of us will be there that I'm looking at on the grid thing now. So, yeah, like Danielle's raising her hand. I know a lot of us are going to be there because we're not going to stop. But I want to see all of you there. So, is there anything else anyone wants to talk about? I know we've touched a lot of stuff, and we can, we're going to do another Zoom this week, I'm sure. I want to do, me and Ashlyn have been trying to plan a really in-depth social media soon. So we will do that, and we're going to touch like everything about social media, and that's going to be one you don't want to miss. We'll plan that soon. It'll probably be next week though, because I know we got to bust it out for the rest of this month. So if you guys have any trouble, if you need help with anything, helping people fix their declines, just anything, posting anything, come to your leaders, your uplines, sidelines, whoever you feel comfortable helping you, go to them and we will help you, and you guys just rock the rest of this month out. Remember, this is what's going to be on your May paycheck. So just kill it.
I wanted to say one more thing, because I feel like a lot of people don't like they'll be in the business for maybe a few months, or like not even that long, or maybe they've been in for over a year. Like I have some people that have been with me for like almost a year, and they're not knowing how to do things. It's like, ask, if you guys need anything or don't know how to do something, ask. That's something that's so important, because we can't read your mind. If you guys don't know how to chart, if you don't know how to, do something, go on YouTube and type it in. There's hundreds of videos on there for basically every topic that you could possibly want to know. So just don't be afraid to ask. If you think it's stupid, I still ask Maria stuff, and she's, probably like, really? But I don't care. I'm still going to ask. So
we all ask each other stuff. All day long.
I forget things all the time.
Yes, like you are constantly learning in this business. Like you are never, ever, ever going to not be learning. Like if you ever think you know everything, then there's something wrong with you, because you won't ever. Like we learn stuff all the time, and I'm like, why did I not already know that? I don't know. I learned it now, so whatever.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead, Ashley.
Sure. All right. So here's my dumb question that I should already know about two things. One, blitzing. I've never done the cards before because I don't really understand it.
Okay.
I should understand it.
No, it is okay. No, none of these questions are dumb, because we've all wondered the same thing at some point. I didn't know what the heck the blitz cards meant. Like, do I just drop them off somewhere? What do I do with them? But you can do many things. I've done where just at the grocery store, say somebody's looking in the vitamin or medicine aisle, or someone's looking in the, healthy bars, or just anybody really, but I always make sure to look in those areas when I'm in the grocery store. And I just say, hey, you want a coupon? And then I'll give them the coupon and say, this is my business. Have you ever heard of it? And I make it really, really simple, and just let them lead, they're going to answer the questions, and you can just keep the conversation going that way. Another thing you can do, go to salons, go to nail salons, hair salons, spas, anywhere, daycares, tanning places, library, grocery store, anywhere, and just say, hey, can I give your employees some coupons? And just drop them off. And they're going to they're going to have some coupons for their employees, and they're going to share it. You can do that. You can, every time I pay anywhere, if I'm going through a drive-through, grocery store, anything that I'm paying for, I always exchange my money with the Blitz card. That way I just give it to them, and I say, well, here's my business card, or here's a coupon for you. And I leave it at that, and then I let them look at it, and I'll say, have you ever heard of it? I just make it really, really simple. I use the coupon thing a lot, because the Blitz card, all it is it's showing you what it is and, what it does. And then it has on there that you can get it for $25, and they're going to ask about that. And you can say, hey, if you host a party and have however many people you want, like 5 or 6 people there, I'll wrap you for free. Or you can say you can get them for $25 a piece. it'll save you $5 because it has the 30 on there. I think some people do sell them for 30. Some people sell them for 25 anyways. I do 25. But it's just a coupon that you can put in their hand and show them, hey, this is what it does. And
give them those two options.
Yep.
You know, have a party or your wraps on hand.
Yeah,
So,
you can do that. And even if I didn't have wraps, I still gave them out. I never kept not having the product on hand when I was first starting or anything. I still gave them out, and if they wanted to try one for 25, I'd tell them, you know, okay, you can do that. But I'd always tell them, I give them that option, and then I'd explain, hey, you can get 4 for $99, or you can join my 90-day challenge and get 4 for $59. And most people don't want to try just one for 25 because they see how much money they can save. But you can give them the different options. If they come to you and you need to use one of your wrap rewards, you know, to get a cheaper box, so you can sell it to them and just say, okay, I'll have a shipment within a week or two. There's many different options you can go once they say, okay, hey, I want to do it. So don't let not having them, which I don't know if you do, but I'm just saying don't let that
I do. I have a lot.
Okay.
Pretty sad.
If you,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was going to say something about blitzing too. If you because I never used to blitz at all. I would be so scared. Just never, never wear a shirt, never did any of that. But I heard, what was it? I don't remember who it was, but they said that they just wear their lanyard around their neck with a blitz card, a laminated one, and then that's it. That's bettering your chances of getting a potential than if you're not wearing it. So just think about that next time you're out to eat or something, and because I always used to be that person that would be well, I don't want to wear it. What if somebody thinks badly about me? You know what I mean? And it's just, I stopped thinking that way a while ago. So, yeah.
You got over yourself, and now you do it, and you're making a business work. That's what everyone needs to do. I mean, in a lanyard, you can get, the lanyard from Family Dollar or Walmart or something for a couple dollars, and then you can either laminate a blitz card that you get in your kit, or they even have at Walmart, I bought the self-laminate little pack. There's 3 in a pack or something for a couple dollars, and I just put that over my blitz card, put it on a lanyard that was green and sparkly, and people would always be like, well, what is that? And wearing the shirts, yes. Hold on, I see somebody. Oh, Jolyn sent me, have you got a lot of business from handing out blitz cards? I have when I do blitz. I don't always get out all the time because I have the 3 kids and sometimes it's an obstacle, but when I do and I'm blitzing, yes, I have had people call me. I've also had the car magnet on my car. I've had people call me from that. I've had it open up conversations just being in a store from wearing my shirts, just anything. I try to have it works with me wherever I go in some form. So somebody sees what I'm doing. I've had people come up to me now that I've been growing more of a local team and reaching out to local people, and they see me and I've never met them or anything. And they're like, hey, I follow you on social media. Could you tell me more? Just because they recognize me and I had that It Work shirt on or whatever. So yeah, blitzing is awesome. And it's another way to really spread the word locally.
Well, I kind of made the connection, just posting, if you're not posting or if you're not blitzing, if you're not wearing anything, or if you don't have any, like you said, you try to go when you're out or whatever, you try to have stuff with you. Is that if you don't have any of that, I mean, who's going to know that you are a part of this opportunity? Who's going to know that you know what I mean? It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. And I've seen, what do you bring to a party? I've seen it all different ways. I've seen having, a box of wraps. You can print a couple pictures out if you want. You don't have to. Or maybe you have some of your favorite products, you can bring them. I mean, you can really do it so many different ways. I've done parties where I didn't have wraps, and I didn't worry about that. I didn't let that stop me. I still talked about the products, and I still signed people up because they didn't want to buy a wrap for $25 anyways. They wanted to become a loyal customer. So I don't even try to push wraps on people anymore with parties when I learned, wrap cash is nice. I like wrap cash, but I'd rather have that customer for more than one time. I'd rather them keep buying from me and become a loyal customer, or I'd rather them become a distributor. So you can do it all different ways. The way I learned to party is I use a party pad, which comes in your kit. So that's really all you need. But YouTube some videos. I watched a bunch of videos. I typed in "it works wrap party" and you'll get tons and tons and tons of good ones. And I watched them and I figured out what would work for me and I did them. Parties are great. And 9 times out of 10, you are going to sign somebody at a party because they see your excitement one-on-one. I seen something else in there. Hold on. What information do I put on my Blitz cards? I do my name, my phone number, my Facebook, my website, and sometimes I'll say, ask me how to wrap free, or I'll say something like, follow me on social. I can't remember. It's in my purse. Right now I have on there, follow me on social media for your chance to win a free wrap. Because a lot of times I have some type of giveaway going on Instagram or Facebook. And then that gets them looking up your social media and adding you so they can follow you and watch your posts. But you can put, however you want to do it. But I always put a way to contact me, my website, so they can, go to that and look. And then, of course, your name. I would do the social media you use, though, because you want those people following your journey. I'm recording. Sorry, guys. Matt's over there burping.
Have you thought about posting your Facebook link on your Blitz card? Because I was just going to show an example of mine. It has my mom. My mom works in a copy center, so she can do all this stuff for me, but it just has my website link, and then the next line says Instagram. I put, I gave my Instagram name for that, and then my number, and then my Facebook link. That's
Yeah, I put my Instagram and Facebook link on my last ones. Before, I never used to do it, and I was like, why in the world do I not have my social medias on there? So I have those 2 on there too. And if you do the print small enough, you can fit everything on little labels from Walmart, and it takes, I think I spent $4 on a bunch of them. So, all right. Any other questions at all? I need to get to work, so I need to start messaging people. All right. Well, okay. You're welcome. And like I said, you guys go to your uplines if you need help. Make these last couple days just great. Talk to everybody you can. Don't just sit there and do nothing because you feel like you're far away. Like we talked about before, you can do anything at the end of the month. And we have the weekend coming up, paydays coming up. Make sure you're talking to everybody, following up with everybody you can, and really push to get that rank you're reaching for. If you don't even have a single distributor under you, that does not mean you can't get them. And they don't sign 4 or 5 customers because they have friends and family that have been wanting to try it. You never know what can happen, but you have to work and you have to want this, and you have to say, I am Diamond, I am Ambassador, I am Black Diamond every single day, and you will get there. All right. I love you all. I'm going to post this recording in a little bit. And if you have any questions, just, type in the chats and let us know. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.